Well, happening now at the Texas Capitol, a Senate committee is hearing testimony on several election bills.
One that would impact all Texas voters is Senate Bill 16. It would require Texans to prove their citizenship before they could vote in state, local, and presidential elections. The bill would apply to both new and existing voters who didn't provide proof of citizenship when they registered. Texans would need to show a U.S. passport, a birth certificate, naturalization papers in order to register. Voters who cannot certify their citizenship would only be eligible to vote in federal elections except for the presidential race.
KVUE's Daniel Perot is live at the Capitol. And Daniel, Republicans say this will make sure people who aren't citizens don't vote.
Ashley, supporters of the bill say this is about election security. Opponents say it is a solution in search of a problem because non-citizen voting is already illegal and it is something that rarely happens anyway. Last fall, Governor Greg Abbott announced that Texas had removed more than 6,500 non-citizens from its voter rolls since 2021. Under Senate Bill 16, authored by State Senator Brian Hughes, voters who don't provide proof of citizenship would be placed on a separate voter roll. Only able to cast ballots in U.S. House and Senate races, they would not be able to vote for president. It would make it a felony for an election official to knowingly register a voter without verifying if they are a citizen. And SB 16 would direct the Texas Attorney General's office to investigate voters without proof of citizenship.
The mountain that this bill asks you to climb is not a high one. It's not a big hurdle. It is very well worth our efforts to secure our elections to make sure that only those who are here legally vote.
Many eligible voters from registering. For example,
the bill would also direct the Texas Secretary of State's office to send counties data by the end of the year on voters who had not provided proof of citizenship. If election officials aren't able to confirm a voter is a U.S. citizen, counties would then notify the person that they can only cast a federal limited ballot unless they're able to provide that proof of citizenship. Critics say this would disenfranchise voters.
We'll call the roll.
Requiring proof of citizenship under SB 16 will not address any existing issue because, frankly, the problem does not exist. What it will do, however, is impose a significant and unnecessary burden on eligible voters. Many Texans simply do not have a passport or birth certificate on hand.
The bill is modeled after Arizona's system of split voter rolls, which has prompted lengthy legal fights that still continue to this day. Senator Hughes, who is an attorney, says based on the current landscape with laws in other states and the U.S. Supreme Court, he thinks that Senate Bill 16 would hold up. Senators left Senate Bill 16 pending in committee. Another election-related bill that is on their agenda today would eliminate countywide polling. That is the ability of voters to go to any polling location in the county that they live in. That bill has not yet come up in committee, but the committee is still working on the Senate floor behind me to get through their very lengthy agenda this afternoon. Live at the Capitol, Daniel Perot, KVUE News.